What is up, you guys? It's been a hot minute since I've posted a video. I know I've been gone, I want to say a little bit over a month. It's basically a catch up with me video and get ready with me at the same time. So if you want to know the cheese mat, stay tuned. All right, so to start off, I already prepped my skin, I already washed my skin, hydrated and everything. So now I'm gonna be starting off with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. There it is. I love this guy just because it helps my dry skin. I do have rosacea, as you can tell, and because I've been so much under stress, my rosacea has been acting up, and then I've been super dry right here. Like, I just hate it. I hate it. So this helps. The consistency is kind of watery, as the name of the product, and I just put it around my face, and then I'll put a little bit extra where I feel like I need it. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do before priming my face. Okay, so anyway, so the cheese mat that I have for you guys started a little bit over a month ago. I was working from an 8-to-5 job for 2 years, but then I started feeling that I couldn't really do much in my daily life. The job didn't really give me enough time, so I started looking for a job. I did speak to my boss at the time that that's what I was doing or gonna do, or that I was interested in doing. So yeah, I found a job. I gave my 2 weeks notice. I feel really guilty leaving because they were really nice to me, to this day. They're really nice to me. We'll text and say hi. Oh, I'll drop by and say hi. So I started the job. I gave myself 2 weeks to start the new job. You know, I didn't want to jump from one job to the next without giving myself some time to breathe and relax and think and enjoy myself. So that's what I did. I gave myself, I want to say it was 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, I started the job. I go to orientation. If people at the main district or the district office are really sweet to you. Any position you have, they're really nice. So to finish off my day of that first day, I had to go to the office, to the new job. So my new position was office assistant Spanish. I do speak Spanish, so that's what it was called. So then I go to that office, that school office. I was working at a school, and you know, I was kind of expecting people to help me, people being really nice. Dude, when I used to work in the schools and a sub would come in, like it was a general aid or teacher's aide or whatever you were, I would help you. The people from that school, the office, would always send them to me because I guess they would always say that I make them feel good, make them feel nice and wanted and welcomed. So like, I would actually have lunch with you if you were new, just to make you feel relaxed. But when it came to me, I never got that. So that kind of sucked. So I started the new job. I finished the day out there. I think what was left of that first day was, I want to say like 4 hours. So I started, right? I go in there, and I have always been taught first impressions are great. You know, you have to make a good impression your first time. So whether it is your hair, your makeup, the way you dress, it doesn't have to be expensive, but to look nice. Sorry, I keep looking over here. But yeah, so it's freaking hot in California. So I'm wearing a dress. I think I'm wearing pants. Never mind. I was wearing pants, some booties, and a cute top. And yeah, that's right. It was not cold just yet. I mean, hot. It was not that crazy hot just yet. So I showed up, and these girls around my age start looking at me from head to toe, like that. I'm like, what the freaking heck? And I was like, you know what? I've been out of the schools for 2 years. You would think it would be different, but no, it was the same. I was like, what did I do? I started automatically thinking, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? So, you know, this girl starts training me. It's not a person who's had that position. She's had just been like filling in. She only trains me for a day. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get this the first day. And it's a lot of freaking work. Like literally it would take me the whole 6 hours, the whole day. And I have friends that work for the school district and they do tell me, yes, it does take you all day. My sister works in the school district and she tells me it takes all day. You're interrupted, blah, blah, blah. So it takes the whole day. They start piling me on some more work. And they think I could do it, you know, the first week. So anyway, so I'm sharing the office with somebody else. She was not the kindest person. Literally, I went home and cried, like just cried. And I'm like, why are people so mean? Why are people so mean? Like, I don't understand. I talked to my sister because my sister, like I said, works in a school district, and she goes, did you like it? I'm like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. My first day, I hate it. She's like, just relax. You're just feeling overwhelmed. You know, I'll help you. And she was so nice to send me, you know, things through email, like to help me and stuff. Other friends would email me, hey, you know, if you need help, I can help you. Which I get it, you know, like they know how to do it. They wanted to help me. I was so grateful for that. But it's not the same thing as having someone there with you, training you how to do it. Like the other office job, the gal there helped me for 2 straight weeks until I got it. And then obviously I was doing it myself and her like overlooking my work. So I started having all these people telling me what to do. And I'm like, okay, who do I listen to? Who's literally my boss, you know? And my sister's like, oh, so-and-so's your boss, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, speak up. And I'm like, I can't speak up because it's my first day at the job, my first few days at the job. So, yeah, that happened. I kid you not, the first 2 weeks were hell. I rarely use that word, but it was. I would ask, and it's like I was asking a wall, like hello. Sometimes the parents would just like look at this specific person and be like, what the heck is your problem? I was like talked to so ugly. And then later they would come up and be like, I'm sorry, it's just, you know, don't take it personal, that's how I am, blah, blah, blah. I got that freaking answer the whole time I was there. And I'm like, bro, people are not gonna like you with that attitude, you know? I guess I wasn't too fast enough for her, because, you know, my title or my job description was attendance. I mean, you're talking about a freaking whole school. And I have to do attendance for the whole school, you know, and it's my first week. It's like, I'm not gonna do this quick, you know? Like I would just tell my sister, I don't know, like I don't know if I'm too slow. And she's like, well, how's your day like? So I started telling her. She goes, well, duh, it's taking that long because you're interrupted. You're being interrupted with phone calls, people coming in, kids coming in, kids being in trouble, kids, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, dude, it's just like, I shouldn't be doing this other extra stuff that it's not under my job description, you know, and that's why I'm taking so long. So after 2 weeks that I was there, this person that I was doing the office with meets with me. I was talked down, like you were the main boss. Like, I don't want to say other words, but like, you're the it. And I'm just like, I'm not afraid of eye contact. To me, that means like you're listening to the person. So and it's just like, I'm being patient with you because, you know, it's your first time doing this. It's your 3rd week, but I'm being really patient with you. But like her voice, I can't even like imitate her voice. Like, it is so PTSD for me. Like, it's ugly. So I'm just like, it's not my 3rd week, it's my 2nd week. I just finished my second week. I'm started on my third week. She's like, so it's your third week. And I'm like, all right, whatever. If you want to count it that way, fine. So then the principal meets up with me after a few days, or I met with her and I said, hey, so who's my principal? I mean, who's my supervisor? So she's like, technically it's me. Everybody else is there to support you. So I'm like, okay. I met with her because I had questions, you know? So then she decided to meet with me after a week. And she meets with me and the other office person. And she's like she's telling me everything that I have spoken to the other office chick. And I'm like, okay, you guys have been talking. And she had told me prior, the principal, that if we meet with you, it's because something's up. You know, if we don't meet with you, it's something good. So when she told me she wanted to meet with me, like, I was like, okay, something's up. I'm probably not doing my job. I'm at my breaking point. So then the assistant principal talks to me and he's like, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm with a smile like, yeah, I'm good. He goes, don't BS me, what's wrong? I felt like he was more interested in how I was feeling. And I'm just like, look, I feel like I'm not doing the job right, you know, according to everyone else. But I just need help. So he called somebody else and said, you know what, I'm going to get you some help. So blah, blah, blah. But I'm just not enjoying my job anymore. I really am not. It just sucks. I'm so under pressure. Literally, I would come home and fall asleep like at 7 or 8 at night. When I would tell my sister, hey, is this what you guys do in your office? She's like, no, because it's not your job description. And my sister had the same title as the office person I work with. So, you know, she's one position higher than me. So, you know, she's done it for so long. And so all I was told, every school is different. So then I started talking to my friends and I'm like, you know what? I just felt like so overwhelmed. I started losing weight. And it's just like, you know what? I don't like this. I'm dealing with kids, something I am not supposed to deal with. I was told that if they knew me in other aspects other than my job, like I would have to fill in because it was short staff. And I'm like, how do you expect me to finish my stuff? You're already complaining that I'm not fast enough, you know? And I'm just like, and this person's telling me when to go to break, when to go to lunch, you know? And it's just like, no, like, I'm not liking this anymore. Like, I just felt like people were like in competition, and I hate that because that's how the setting of working in the schools is like. It's been like that forever, ever since I started, and that was like over a decade. I remember the girls were like really like that. Like they would just compete with you. And yeah, I'm freaking in my 30s now, and I'm like, bro, if you want to dress up, do it. If you don't, I don't care. So I like to dress up, and it was funny because the first day that I showed up, I dressed up, you know, and everybody was kind of dressed down a little bit. And then the second day, everybody comes dressed up. I'm just like, okay, you know, I don't care. But I thought it was funny because people were kind of being rude to me. So anyway, the vibe, it was ugly. It was not the vibe. If this person was in a good mood, everybody was in a good mood with me. If this person was like not really there that day, like present, I was ignored, and it just sucked. The other girls from the office would text me, hey, how are you liking your new job? I hope you come back. And I'm like, you know what, guys, I hate it. It sucks. My friends would see me like kind of not there, and they're like, what's wrong? They would ask my husband, like, hey, what's wrong with your wife? You know, she doesn't seem herself lately. So, and then my friends, like, I think you're losing weight. And yeah, I started losing a little bit, not like a lot, of course, but a little bit, where my pants were fitting me looser. And I'm like, what the heck? My leggings were fitting me looser. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of losing inches, and it's because of stress. Like, if I'm under stress, I'll just try to go with the flow, but I cannot hide it that I'm stressed. So I literally one time just broke down with my sister, and I'm like, these girls are so freaking rude. Like, I hate it. I feel like they're putting everyone against me. They want me to do my job faster, but, you know, with the other person in and out of the office, which, she should have stayed in her, I mean, I get it, we were understaffed and she was filling in other areas, but I was taking like a little more than what I should have. And I did express that to her, or to my actual supervisor, and she's like, I know it's not ideal, but you know, we need you to fill in blah blah blah. But I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to finish my work and do this, you know? And like, kids are starting to be rude to me. Like, one kid picked up chairs across the freaking office, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not here to get stabbed, to get hit, to get punched in the face by a kid. No. So I was like, and I started telling my husband, you know what, I need you to support me. I want to quit my job. Like, forget about the plans that we had. Who cares? Let's just do something else, because I can't be there anymore. So he's like, think about it. You're just super emotional. And I'm like, I'm stressed. I was crying my eyes out. I literally fell asleep crying that night because I've been so under stress. Like, literally, like when I would meet up with friends, they just told me, you just don't look present. You just look so overwhelmed, completely overwhelmed. So I'm like, you know what? One of my friends said, the benefits that you have through your job doesn't seem worth it with what, you know, with what you're going through. And I'm like, you know what? It's not. So it's a lot of benefits, a lot of good benefits. So anyway, the weekend passed, right? It was my 3rd week, almost my 4th week there. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. So that Monday comes. This was actually this past Monday. What's today, Tuesday? Okay, yeah, last week. And I'm like, okay. So I was out and about doing some errands, and I started to pray. And I was very specific. And after I was done praying, you know, I felt like a sense of relief, serenity, and I'm like, okay, things are gonna be fine. So then I just thought it in my mind, what if my previous boss offers me the position I had, but part-time and like a little bit higher pay? That's what I said. So I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, right? Because before I left, he's like, yeah, you know, that when I was telling him that I was curious, I was interested in part-time, he goes, yeah, that front desk is not part-time. So I'm like, yeah, I know. So, you know, but I have to do this. And I just told my reasons why. Okay, I left it at that, right? Tuesday rolls over. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, that was Monday. Tuesday afternoon rolls over. I was on my phone. I get a random text, and I see my previous boss's name. And I'm like, what the heck? This fool never texts me. So, you know, I'm like, oh crap, I wonder if something happened, you know, with the girls. You know, I always think the worst. So I open it, and he goes, hey, are you still hating your job? Because the last time I was there, you know, they're all asking me how I like my job. And I was just telling them that I hated it. Everyone's mean. So the text said, hey, are you still hating your job? If you are you interested in a part-time job with a higher pay? I'm laughing because I'm so shook. You know, my prayers literally were answered almost, yeah, like over a day. Like the next day, but like in the afternoon. Anyway, and my mouth just dropped. I'm like, I was like, oh my God. So I ran to Daniel, and he's in the can. And I'm knocking, oh my God. Open your messages. He goes, why? I screenshot the message, and he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, Daniel, I was just praying, you know, for this. Like, I just wanted a new job, like, you know. And he goes, that is crazy. So here's the crazy part. On Monday, I call in. I took a day for me, and I was praying the whole day, and I decided to resign. So I'm like, this is not worth it. I prayed, and I'm like, this is not worth it. It's not worth my mental health stability, my everything, feeling stressed all the freaking time. Literally, I was not eating over like 3 weeks. I would eat and puke, eat and puke, eat and puke. I thought I was pregnant. And I did so many tests and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I missed my period. Everything hurts. I'm cramping. I'm spotting. So, you know, my body was taking a toll. So I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. So I told my husband, you know what? I don't think I want to go back. That was Monday. So I submitted my paperwork and I didn't tell no one at the office. Like, I was just like, forget it. You guys were so freaking rude to me. Like, I don't even want to tell. I don't even care about burning my bridges here. So yeah, that was Monday. I submitted my paperwork and boom, I was done. I felt like 1,000 pounds lighter. So then Tuesday afternoon, I get the text. It was like 3 p.m. I was shook. And I was like, oh my God. And so I started asking him questions, like, what's the pay, what's hours? And he's like, I'm flexible. You pick the hours. I was like, this is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. So I said, okay, so I'm kind of interested in these time frames. So what's the pay? And he starts telling me, how about some high fives and endless account with Starbucks? And I'm like, yeah, no. So he's like, I'm just teasing. So he tells me how much, and yeah, it's a little more than I was getting paid there, and close to what I was paid at the schools. So I said, okay, let me get back to you in 2 days because I needed to sort things out. And he's like, what is there to think about? Which I get it. But I felt like I needed to think it through for a lot of reasons that I don't feel like I want to share why. So I started praying that night, crying because I felt like my prayers were answered, but at the same time, like, okay, like I was just stressed. It's other things they do come into play other than just my job. So he's like, I'm just kidding, get back to me when you can. Okay. So yeah, Thursday comes around and I wake up at 8:30 and I texted him and I said, yes, I'm happy to come back. I accept the offer, and when can I start? So we came up with a date of just starting June 1st. I was super excited. My boss was like, you know what, it sucks what I was going through, but it's gonna be better for me working in an ambient where I'm liked, where I'm welcome, where I'm wanted, because he was nonstop telling me that I was being missed there. So yes, so that was the cheese man. But before all this went down, we paid off my car 2 weeks ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago. The area where the school is so freaking shady. I told Daniel, one day I feel like I'm gonna get hit, my car's gonna be shot, something. And I had just talked to Daniel. He was like doing some stuff, and we hung up or whatever. And I get a message, and it said, I pick up the phone, hi, this is whatever school, and then I'm like, this is Jocelyn. And he goes, oh my god, you're Jocelyn. And I'm like, what the heck? I think Daniel's like teasing me or something, because he's done it before. And I'm like, yeah, this is Jocelyn. And he goes, Silva? You're Jocelyn Silva? Because that's my last name. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay. He goes, you're the one that I wanted to talk to. And I just stayed quiet. I started shaking just thinking about it right now. I feel so shaky. And I'm like, oh my God, something happened. And the first thing that comes into my mind is Daniel. Something happened. This will probably crash. He got hit, something. He's at the hospital. He goes, you're the one that I wanted to talk to. And unfortunately, I have some bad news. My stomach dropped. I wanted to vomit. I thought the worst. I just stayed quiet. And then he goes, your car has been hit. I'm like, oh, my car? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me take my break and I'll come right out. And he kind of stays like, what the heck, you're reacting like that? Your car got hit. And So he goes, no, I'll come to you. That way you don't have to take a break. Anyway, I'm so shook. I'm shaking because, you know, I thought the worst. And that crap lingers for a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go out. I talked to my supervisor and I'm like, you know what? My car's been hit and I want to go outside and see. And she goes, yeah, go ahead. So I go and the cop shows up in his bike and gets on the sidewalk with his bike. And I'm like, oh my God, people are going to think like I did something wrong. And, you know, because it's a shady area. So then I'm like, how did you find out my car got hit? He goes, because the person that hit your car called. And, you know, he was telling me I was going through everyone's houses to see whose car it belonged to, because our school doesn't have, or that school didn't have a parking lot. So we had to park in the streets, which sucks. Like, it was already getting worse by the minute, worse and worse. So then my car gets hit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, it's just a car. It's fixable. It's not my fault. So, so then he goes, yeah, once the houses, like the people in their homes were telling me no, it wasn't their car. He goes, I was like, okay, this person has to be working at the school. So that's why I called you. I'm like, dude, the way you talked to me, I thought something had happened to my husband because I just hung up the phone with him. And he goes, oh, I'm like, it's just the car. Like, it can get fixed. Like, cars can get fixed. People dying, people getting hurt. It's, you know, you're kind of playing with chances there. So he kind of was like so surprised that I answered him that way. I mean, it's just a car. Yeah, it sucks that I got hit and we had just paid it off, and the weeks I've had there, it sucked. But I was like, you know what, this car can get fixed, whatever. So he was so nice and got all the information that I needed and gave them to me. So I called Daniel and I'm like, oh my God, like, we just got hit. And, like, you know, and I show him the photos. I'll probably put photos here so he can see. Yeah, so that was that. So yeah, Daniel submits a claim. The adjuster calls me right away, and yeah, we get the claim going. We get everything going pretty quick. Our car was written down as non-drivable, so I'm like, crap, we just hung up with the adjuster. We don't have a car. Like, we need a car. So we call him back and he goes, oh my God, I forgot to tell you that, yes, let's get your car rental going. So that was the chisme of what's been going on literally since the day I started. That was 4 weeks ago to this week. It was 4 weeks ago this week. Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. That's why I wasn't like really wanting to do videos. I had ideas, but I'm like, I don't feel like sitting in front of a camera and talking or making videos or something, you know, doing anything, just because I was feeling like crap. It was a lot of me crying. And today, finally, I woke up. I've had a couple of days off. I'm like, you know what? Let me exercise. And kind of took advantage of the little bit of weight that I've lost. So I woke up, did some fitness Marshall. If you don't know what that is, YouTube it. It is so fun. It is fun. It is so fun. He's so fun. I did a couple songs and I was sweating bullets. So yeah, so that was me. And yeah, so the advantages of me going back, I'll have the mornings off, which means my nephew is starting school this year in August, so I get to go. I have 2 more nieces that are starting school. One of them sucks because she lives at the coast, so I won't be able to be there, but she's doing online. And then my other niece, I think she's attending in person, so I'm gonna have to see, I mean, because there are 2 different school districts, or 2 schools, I mean, cities. So I need to see if it's same time. But for sure, I will be able to go to my nephew's, my Bebe. If you don't know who Bebe is, I'm going to put a picture up so you know who that is. But yeah, so I think yesterday or a few days ago, I put some reels up. I started to feel okay, but not too okay to make a video, to sit down and make a video. And oh yeah, I forgot the detail. So when I told my sister, she's like, what? Oh my God. Why, Joss? Why? I'm like, I think it's evident why. It's been evident to me for like 3 weeks why, and I will never want to return. But yeah, she was kind of mad. I'm like, don't be mad. It's just, you know, I couldn't deal with it. It was just working with people like that just made my work super hard for like a second, and then I'm like, please don't be mad at me, please, you know. And then after, she was just like, no, I get it, you know. My husband came from work that day, and I'm like, okay, I did it, I quit. He goes, what, you did it already? I'm like, yeah, dude, it was really quick, and I was not gonna like wait a few days and think about it. And my mental health like matters more than a stupid job with all the benefits in the world, but it's not worth it to me. So yeah, that was my story. I have friends that work in the schools and the school system, so they would always ask me every time they would see me. So then I sent them a text, I think yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I quit. And then I told them the story of how I got my other job. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. I still can't believe it. And what am I doing now? I am getting ready because I have a doctor's appointment. I have this stupid freaking crazy scabby 3D rash that I've had for months. It literally looks like an S. It's like on my rib cage. It's underneath my little goodie there, and then it just comes down, and it's like super 3D. It's weird. At first I thought it was eczema. Pretty sure it's eczema. Freaking sucks. It does run in my family. And just see if I can do something to get rid of it, because if I go swimming, it gets irritated. If I'm like sweating, it burns. It's so weird. And tonight we are gonna go watch the new Fast and Furious movie. I'm so excited. So excited. I'm such a Toretto fan. So yeah, we're gonna go on a double date with some friends. And yeah, I'm just getting ready because once I come back, I'm gonna have some lunch. I don't know, what time is it? Oh my god, it's already 1. I'm gonna have some lunch. I made enchiladas yesterday, and the good thing about that is that I have leftovers. And that's why I'm trying to do my makeup too, so I don't have to do anything. I could just come back home and relax and watch 8 Simple Rules. That has been a favorite show of mine since I was a teenager. Like, seriously, would watch it over and over. All 4 seasons. Just sucks that Disney only has 2 of the seasons. Let me finish and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am done with my makeup. I hope you enjoyed my little story time. My get ready with me, my catch up with me. I am happy now, and I'm ready for the day. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.